Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Jacked YGO here today, and today we're coming at you with a video on. You guys probably know what this video is going to be about, as you've seen from the title. Pretty exciting news. After 3 years, I think, 3 years, February. No, what was it? October 2021. I specifically remember October 2021. Our friends group chat like that we play at locals, right? My buddy Nick, who's probably going to be watching this, he messages the group. He's like, I just remember I woke up to see my phone, and my buddy Nick was just like, "Oh, you should see there's DD support, looks pretty good." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like freaking out, right? And then I went to go see the support back in October 2021, and I was just reading it. I'm like, "Oh my god, these cards are crazy, right?" And fast forward to May of 2025, same thing happens. We get start off the week with he's just like, "Oh, the new support looks kind of crazy. We got like 9 cards." I'm like, "What? 9 cards? Are you serious?" So I went to go look at them, read them all through, and I was like, "Yo, like these cards are insane." The other side of it too is that now that it's a little bit more towards so you guys would know, like the pendulum side, we've had a chance to play it more like a pure variant from before, as opposed to when we had the Halka Fibrax, the OGs. You guys would remember that back in those days. We had Halka Fibrax and stuff like that, right? It's when I was reading that, I had a lot more of an idea of how you could use the card, and it's like combo lines going through my head already. So that was really, really nice. But honestly, it was like, I don't even know if it was more exciting, but pretty on the same level, if not more exciting than back in 3 years ago. So guys, finally, after 3 years, more than 3 years, Konami finally listened. They gave us literally everything we could ask for, plus some, because we have some stuff that's coming in Battles of Legends, allegedly, and it's another 3 cards, but 2 of them are actually going to be played, and the 2 of them are a lot better now because of the support. So technically, guys, we're getting 11 support cards, which is crazy, and even then, like there could technically be 12. Like, I have some faith in the other one. I've kind of tested around with it a little bit, but anyways, guys, pretty excited to showcase you guys what I've been coming up with. Before I get in, of course, you guys haven't really seen me around too much, right? I mean, DDD's kind of fell off the map, and you're going to see me from time to time still uploading stuff, and I know it's pretty far out, like we're not going to get the support till October. It's literally May. I don't even want to think about the October weather at this time, but here in Canada, but yeah, no, like really, really excited for the support. So excited that I've actually printed out proxies for you guys, and I'm gonna do it the OG style. We're just gonna go like raw clips. I'm just gonna walk you guys through the combos I made out. Literally what I did this week, as you guys know, I'm a real estate agent. I actually own a team right now. It's been really like I've been doing really well in real estate. It's something I really like, and that's where a lot of my time's associated, right? So basically, when I found out there was support, I was like, oh, it kind of worked decently because I just got my wisdom teeth removed, and obviously I could take it a little bit easier. I mean, I went like full throttle last week because I had to take off the weekend, right? But I reacted to my wisdom teeth removal a little bit better than most people would, and basically what I would do in the morning, instead of reading, I usually read like some self-help books and business books in the morning, and then instead of doing that, I literally just read over the cards. I literally read over the cards and then just hop on Dueling Book for like 15 minutes, just trying out some stuff. So everything you guys are gonna see is like literally just stuff I've thought and just came out with, during that time. And then now that we have the long weekend, we're in the long weekend right now. It honestly lined up perfectly where I actually have some time to do this. So literally, some of yesterday when I had some time, I was just going through the combos, and I woke up a little bit earlier today, now that it's Sunday, just really going through the stuff. And some of the stuff, like, I've just been going through is just absurd. Like, you'll see some of the card choice I'm going to use and some of the text, and a lot of it makes sense. If I'm kind of dragging on a little bit, I'm a little bit tired. I'm not used to staying up this late, but I know I'm not going to have time to get this video done tomorrow, so I'm just going to film it right now. If you guys see my background's a little bit different, we got another place. We've been in our new place for like 5 months. It's actually, the place we bought is it's on the same crescent as my parents, so basically where I grew up. So now I'm just down the road from my brother, so if he ever wants to come down and play, you guys watch him mini jacks as a speedrun and stuff, right? So so we've been here the last 5 months, so a lot of different stuff's been going on for sure, all for good stuff, right? And the other highlight of 2025 is that we now got brand new support on the way, right? I'm very excited for it, for sure. I mean, I think you guys are going to be really impressed with some of the combos I came out with. I'm sure some of you guys may have like thought of maybe some of these before. I don't know. I just sat down, just went at it, and I mean, yeah, like spoiler alert, like the best one card combo right now is actually going to be Gate, and I'm going to show you guys why that is. All these combos except for the last one I'm going to show plays around every single. It doesn't play around every single hand trap, but it stops every single hand trap. But some of the cards that we're getting is really good in terms of the gas, right? And like extra cards we can use to push through, because if we do get hand trapped at some of our choke points, like impermanent stuff on a Gilgamesh, we do have ways to play through it in a sense, right? And we got like an E-Telly, or not an E-Telly, Zodiac Barrage in a sense, basically an E-Telly. And some other cards where like even Surveyor is kind of an extender in a way too, right? So there's a lot of good stuff, but I'm gonna walk you guys basically through. This is gonna be like your one-step guide in a sense, where it's going to be everything from, start to finish is going to be, again, sorry if I'm a little bit tired, so if it's dragging on a little bit, sorry about that. And I'm giving you guys a bit of a life update as well, right? So just bear with me. But basically, I'm going to walk you guys through step-by-step is going to be my deck list, right? All my videos will go off the rip, right? I'm just kind of going off everything off the top of my head. It's going to be a thorough deck list, right? Now, my deck list isn't fully complete, I would say. Keep in mind, like I haven't had any play testing really with the deck. I've just done test hands and have thought out some one and a half, two card combos. Another spoiler alert, there's not really any 3-card combos with the deck anymore. The only 3-card combos that are associated are really if you're like in a game state where you're actually playing against someone, and then the 3-card combo can help you push further. But the 1 and 2 card combos are plenty, so our deck is definitely taking a shift from the support. But anyways, going off the side ropes here, it's gonna be the deck profile. It's gonna be the combos, and then I'm gonna have thorough reasoning through that, like I always do. So I'm sure you guys are gonna want to see it. So without further ado, now that I've given you guys the whole spiel and how excited I am about all this stuff, and my like little bit of a life update, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. I think you guys are going to like this one. It's going to be a long one, and stick around, because if you guys are planning on buying a spreadsheet, you probably won't have to after this one. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, so it's been feels good to finally do this again, not gonna lie. Yeah, so flashbacks, we got the proxies, right? This is from over 3 years ago at this point. Yeah, so we're going to get right into the deck profile. 45 card main deck. We can talk about how we can slim it down to maybe a 42 card count. I could see this deck being for sure ran at anywhere between 43 and 45. My non-engine's a bit small for what I want it to be, but we'll touch on that a little bit. For now, I just want to really go, like my sole main goal, honestly, is to just go through some of the combo lines with you guys and open up some stuff that I've came up with that I can share with you guys, so you guys can kind of figure out some of the lines and see how I look at it too, right? But for now, this is going to be the deck profile. Again, it's not fully solved, I would say, but I think for the main deck ratios, the monsters, it's pretty well fully solved, and we can talk about what could be cut down after I go through the deck list. And but yeah, and spoiler, this is I'm gonna say spoiler alert a few times I think in this video, and I don't say that word, or I don't say that phrase at all much, but this is currently 16 cards. I'm gonna, for the reason for this video, because I'm gonna kind of balance out, just show you guys if you can keep something in or not. But yeah, I've been playtesting it at 15 just for now, so of course, but yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. But starting out, we'll go probably smooth this here. Main deck. So starting out with it's the best card in the deck at this point in time. It's going to be Zero Machine X. So this card is just insane. Like, this card is like actually just nuts. Like, what this card does is just absurd. So number one, it's a level 8, so it opens up some additional synchro plays if you want to do if you want to run like a rank 8 as well, like Caliuga, you have that ability to very easily now. The fact that this can summon when a card is destroyed is just very solid, and non-target pops optionally, which is just Oh, that's so good. And so it adds you a layer of interruption on most of your combos, which the deck honestly could have used. It's not like this deck has heavy layered interruption like a lot of decks do nowadays, like Malice and stuff, or Mermail, for example. But I do like the style of just setting up an insane board and just kind of putting my opponent on like, do you have it kind of thing. But also having this helps you with having the trap, and also this and hand traps. It usually can shut down a lot of plays. So having this layered interruption is really nice. But I think the biggest part of this too is how well it synergizes with the new spell. Yeah, this right now is the best card in the main deck by far. It's such a solid card. 3,000 attack too is just insane. Like, you'll start seeing, like, once you actually start playing games with it. Again, I haven't gone to the point of actually playing any games or anything, but when the format gets closer, for sure, I'll be really happy to play some games and play test more with it. But in a grind game, this card would just be insane. Like, just such a good card. So this is Zero Machine X right now is absolutely the best card in the deck by far. It's such a good card right now. We're going with 3 Kepler, second best card in the deck right now. This is your best normal summon, and really the only normal summon. Not the only normal summon. Like, this is the only normal summon you want to open up with, and we'll kind of explain that a little bit further. But Kepler right now is still kind of carrying the deck on its back. It's still the best one. It's not the best one card combo. I'll go over what the best one card combo is in a bit. But this card's really solid. Don't really have to explain Kepler much, but yeah, it was kind of worth just touching on him quick because now we have a bunch of new cards. And if anyone's wondering, yes, this card is still the best, but it's the second best in the deck. I'm running three Griffin. So I'm running 3 Griffin. It's still a really good card in this deck. There's a 2-card combo that you can use, and I'll showcase it when I get to the combos, of course. But there's a 2-card combo that you can do with Griffin where it shuts down your opponent's hand traps and makes the entire board, which is really solid. But this is also a free extender, so why not play a free extender at 3? There's no need to cut this down. I would still play this at 3 for sure, just because it's, again, if you get stuck or if you're trying to push through a board, it's still a free summon. Honestly, I think this card, utility wise, is the most used card in the deck still. Like, you're going to use all the mechanics. You're going to use all the mechanics in one turn. For the most part, not the pendulum effect all the time, but there are times where you're going to use the new XCs, which we'll get into in a bit. Of course, we get to the extra deck, but there is a lot of combos where you're actually going to end up adding this instead of opening up with it. But if you open up with it, it literally just adds so much leverage to your combo. So, yeah. So Griffin's still one of the best cards in the deck. I would say these are the 3 best cards in your deck right now, for sure. So yeah, Griffin's still such a solid card. Decided to go with 3 Count Surveyor. So this card's going to be coming out for us in June. I'm not going to be playing the deck until like this stuff actually, everything comes out. But when all the additional support comes out, this is a really good card. This card is a 1.5 card combo, which I'll showcase that in a little bit. It's a 1.5 card combo, and it's also an extender. You just have to. The only thing to mention when it's an extender is that you got to open up enough gas for this to actually be worth your while. It's almost like when I look at DDD, I kind of form its deck building apparatus to certain decks, right? Like, I look at this as like it's another Abyss Teus, right? Where it's a 1.5 card combo. However, you're not because Abyss Teus isn't really the best card to start off if you're a Mermail player. It's not really the best card to start out with. However, it still gets you that card that you kind of need, right? However, this can get you the 1 card you need. So if you have a spare discard fodder, it's going to get you your full combo. However, you're also going to be able to extend if you already have like an additional line of play, right? So it opens up an additional line of play if you have the gas for it. But if you have this in a brick, it's really good, assuming they're not going to hand trap it, right? Because I don't think most people are going to hand trap Count Surveyor. But I think the benefit is we have so many starters now and lines of play that a lot of people might end up burning their hand trap on something like a Surveyor or something like the Zero Machine X when it gets the E-Telly card out, but even a Kepler, right? So people are still going to burn their hand traps on that, which is good to note, because the more gas you have, the more you can play around people's mistakes. Because even myself, I might actually consider, depending on what my hand looks like, I might consider hand trapping stuff like Kepler. It's kind of like it's kind of like oh my gosh, Rizio, right? Where sometimes you do want to stop the main deck monster before they get into the duo drive. It's kind of like this here, same goal. But if Rizio has a lot of different cards, it's kind of hard, right? So it's kind of like that. That's kind of the similar idea here, because if you're just waiting for the Link 2, although it's effective, there's ways to play around if we have enough gas, right? So yeah, so this is why I'm running that at 3. It's just another way to keep pushing through. I'm not just judging my deck off of just doing combo lines. I'm judging it off of both combo lines and persistence in play, right? So so that was it for the 3 ofs. So now we're going to, so for the 3 ofs, you guys want to take a look. 3 Machine X, 3 Kepler, 3 Griffin, 3 Count Surveyor, okay? For the 2 ofs, we're just going, this is the only 2 of in the deck right now. 2 Copernicus. So this used to be a 3 of, almost for sure. Some people I think ran this at 2 sometimes. For sure in the beginning I think people were running it at 2. But it's not really something you want to just have on your own, right? Like you definitely don't want to clog on this card right now, let alone maybe not want to see it, right? There is times where you want to see it, but with other cards. So it's kind of like that 2 of where it's not really doing anything on its own. It's more or less you have to have a card, a specific card that is to supplement this specific individual, right? So Copernicus is still a really main combo piece, but you'd rather not open it in a sense. It depends what the rest of your hand looks like, but this isn't something that you're going to want to just run at 3, because it's not like before where you could have this and, you know, it's there's so many other options, like better cards to be ran at 3 to leave your deck space, that this can be ran at 2. There's a world where this could be ran at 3 and you're probably fine to do so. That way you just have more gas in your hand, but to keep the deck count at 45 for now anyways, I'm running this at 2. But we'll talk about adjusting ratios in a bit, because there is a world where that could go to 3. For your scales, so the 1 of scales, I'll just lay them all out here. 1 of scales. So we'll just do it like this, I guess. Like that. Okay. So here we go. That looks kind of cool. So we have Oblio. Shout out to Chris Snyder, giving me the. He always gives me a Italian print card, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so we're going Thomas Oblio, Orthros, Scale Surveyor, and this is actually a proxy because I have no idea where either of me or my brother's Zero Kings are. Like, I have no clue where the card went, so I printed out, I think it's a French copy actually, so it looks pretty real, but this is currently a proxy right now. I just don't know where the Reggies are. Haven't played with the deck since I went 5-0 at my OTS with it actually. So yeah, but these are the 5 that you need. I wouldn't consider switching this for anything else. Orthros could actually be ran at 2, I personally think, because opening this opens up a lot more heavier play lines where you can go a little bit more, but I also think it's a bit win more. It's kind of like before where you would probably want to run this at 2, but I don't think spell and trap removal is too important right now. We'll see when the format shapes up a little bit, right? But playing this at 2 is a consideration for sure, but I think for now just running it at 1 is fine. However, opening it up is a pretty good sight. It's just if you have this and maybe a Copernicus, it's not really a good thing to see, right? So consider running it at 2, but for now, just it's at 1. Scale Surveyor, I am running this for the sole purpose of, there's some times where it comes up through a combo, and you can just search this off of the rank 4 to keep doing plays in some awkward scenarios. But there is it's part of the 2-card combo I'll showcase to you guys, where you guys can use this. The only thing that sucks about this is the scale 9 thing, where if you have like a scale 5, like a Ragnarok, you can't do it there. You have to wait for the standby phase, so it's kind of dumb. But anyways, the main monster effect's really good. It says Pendulum Monster card, so you don't have to have a main board body on to summon this card and make it a level 4. You can just have a Pendulum Scale, which is pretty cool. And there is sometimes it would come up in a game state scenario, not so much a combo, but where this gets sent to the graveyard and you can just grab a scale back to your hand, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is still played. I don't really like to explain this. It still serves the same purpose, a very similar purpose where you can't cut it. It's still a really good, it's involved in a lot of the combos still. This, you guys can cut it if you want. However, after you guys watch my combos, you're probably not going to want to consider cutting this, because This once you start doing 2-card combos, it will shut down. It's what I'm using to shut down hand traps, and you'll see why. But I can literally in my 2-card combos, I can summon this thing and continue doing a full combo, like get every single boss monster on board with the trap. Yeah, it's like this card is very good. It's definitely worth running as your quote-unquote brick, but even if you open it sometimes, as you can see, you're still playing something like Swirl Slime, where you can get the Swirl Slime to your hand, pitch it off of oh man, I should probably just move this over here. Pitch it off of oh my lord, Count Surveyor, right? If you already opened this, right, you can try to get Swirl Slime to your hand. Pitch Swirl Slime off Count Surveyor. Count Surveyor searches. You banish the Swirl Slime, tribute this, and then you just go from there. Yeah, the Rage is a really good card. It's a lot better now because it's not like your hand trap turn off purpose is only the 3-card combo with the Swirl Slime. This comes up in like a lot of I'll showcase to you guys, but it comes up in the 2-card combo, and it's a really good card to keep in. So I wouldn't be cutting this, but when you guys see the combos that I'm going to show you guys, it'll make more sense. So yeah, these are your 5. I wouldn't consider anything less or minus, other than maybe a second Orthros on that. Going on to the main bodies, I guess. Swirl Slime, Necro Slime, Lance Soldier, and Defense Soldier. So through testing, I found Swirl Slime. So the decks are really different right now. Your power play is not through the Swirl Slime line. It's actually through like more Pendulum and main deck body plays instead of just using this. However, this card's still really good in the sense it'll serve purpose in a lot of game states. At the same time, it's really good going second if you open up enough gas, because if you have this and like another 2 or 3 pieces in hand, this will allow you to push through a lot of boards, especially with the new support that we have. So definitely recommend running this one Swirl Slime. Just wouldn't run it any higher. But there is a world where this could be cut. So I could see this be cut just through because it's never really come up through the combos. However, in game states, this will definitely come up. And like I mentioned, I have done it in when I do test hands, when I have a bit weird hands where I open this. I'm almost always, if I have enough gas, trying to get this to my hand off of gate so I can pitch it, and then I can summon this, and then so I can pitch it off of the Count Surveyor, and then summon this, and then tribute the Count Surveyor, and then I have plays to go with the like shutting down hand traps, right? So yeah, again, to touch on this card, if they have an imperm or something, they've got to burn it, and at that point, if they have 2 hand traps, so be it. Most decks are going to die to 2 hand traps anyways, unless you're Malice. Even then, Malice can die to 1 hand trap if they don't open that great. But yeah, this will force out their imperm or whatever they have, right? So good to know. Okay, so let's go. Those are the main deck bodies. So yep, so those are the main board monsters. Go to the spells. So triple contract with the gate. Gate is now the best 1-card combo in the deck. I'll showcase you guys in a little bit how powerful just opening up 1 gate is. It's better than actually starting off with just the one, because this and Kepler are the same thing for a 1-card combo, which I'll demonstrate, right? But just gate is actually more powerful, and I'll showcase you guys in the combo. So yeah, gate still a 3 of. I don't think that'll ever change. it's a Rhoda. 2 dark contract with a Zero King. So Zero King is extremely good. This card's really good. I consider playing this at 3. I'm just at a 45 main deck count right now. I did find through combos and testing that you really want to have this over this, just because when this is in your face-up extra deck, it gives you an additional summon as when you pop something, right? So this is really the card you want to open over this. However, in a lot of game states, right, if you're playing, this is a free e-tally, so if you open it, it's a way to extend. Or if they stop your, let's say you do a normal summon that gets stopped, you can just go ahead and use this to get a, like, tribute it off and get a Count Surveyor, right, which can then add you a Copernicus, and then if you have a Griffin, you can just summon, right? So, no, this card's really good as a 2 of. I don't know if I'd run it at 3, but for now, 2 is pretty good. Could you run it at 1? Yes, but, I mean, honestly, having that additional e-tally effect is really good, right? But again, the main card you want to open is this, but playing it at 5 and a 45 card list gives you a pretty high chance. It's over 50% of actually opening either or. So yeah, so that's that. And then the last contract I'm playing is the Swamp King. Not much to be said about Swamp King. Basically, it's a fusion summon to make the second Genghis, and you go from there. For the trap, I'm playing DD Headhunt. So I'm not playing any like the new contract trap, which I can actually go over that right now. If I can just grab that card out of my artillery of cards. I don't know if I have it actually. Might just be back somewhere else. But anyways, there's a new trap that we got that basically just states that you can banish. It's not a very good one, but it helps you get around Dark Ruler if you want. There's other contracts you can play, but basically you can use it to banish a card on your opponent's field or graveyard at the cost of, I think, of a DD and a Dark Contract from your grave. Yeah, you're not really looking. It's not really the greatest card, but if you want to play it, by all means, just to play around Dark Ruler. But I think for the way the deck works, you're better off just playing something like Solemn Judgment on the side. There's even a world where Dragon's Mind could work in this deck just because the new XYZ has 2500 defense, but you're probably not going to be leaving that card on the board anyways, but just in case you could. So yeah, I wouldn't consider running one of the new guys. DD Headhunt, this card is still, you always want to prioritize getting this in your combos. This card is extremely strong, and I think it's just going to get stronger over time. Stealing any card and just making it a DDD it's absurd. Like, this card is just so good, so you want to prioritize getting that. Further consistency, so I got 3 Nightmare Throne. So this is a proxy. I actually don't own Nightmare Throne. For whatever reason, it's really expensive right now. These are actually sleeved over top of a Puri Raise map right now. So yeah, so there's a world where, again, the reason why I'm playing Nightmare Throne is for this reason. So I have 3, 6, 3, 6, oh, Gate. I'm missing Gate. Where is Gate? 9, 12. So in a 45 card list, I have 12 one card starters. On top of that, I have 3 1.5 card starters, and then I also have 3 extenders, technically 6 extenders, and then another 2 that are ones that are going to supplement the 1 card combos, just having them in my hand, right? So there's also random stuff like Swirl Slime, and depending on how many cards you open, but you get the point, right? There's essentially 6 extenders and then 12 1 card starters. In DDD, this is like really all we need. We don't need another set of 1 card combos because our deck really sees the true light, right, when we open multiple names, right? But having this access it really helps our consistency. Like, I've never had a test hand that I bricked. I have had test hands, of course, where I might lose to like, an Imperm or something like Ryziel does sometimes, but every deck has its weakness. Like this deck is very, very strong. So yeah, just to touch on that too, right? I mean, if there was any cards maybe you guys wanted from the support, I'll be honest, the support was really exactly what we needed because we got a link 3. We got a link 3 that literally gives us an additional Pendulum Summon and a hand negate. Like, that's literally the most broken link 3 that we could have possibly gotten. This card is just absurd. It really fixes our deck, a lot of our deck's issues, right? And just synergizes so well with the rest of the stuff. We got an E-Tally, and then we got a bunch of like the Lance Soldier and I didn't really touch on these actually. Sorry, I did not touch on Lance Soldier or Defense Soldier. So, jeez. So yeah, I just noticed I didn't really touch on these. So Lance Soldier and Defense Soldier, what these do is Lance Soldier is basically, it's a level 2 tuner that you can modulate. So basically it can revive itself back by destroying. That's pretty important. So it destroys a Dark Contract you control to special summon it, but it gets banished when it leaves. But on the field, you can target one monster and then modulate its levels, like modulate. You can make its level increase up to the number of Dark Contracts on your field or graveyard. I believe it's field and grave, right? Dark Contract numbers you control and in your graveyard. Yep. So it's up to, so you could do 3, you could do increase by 2, you could do increase by 1, depending on how many, but it's up to, which is really nice. But yeah, the fact that it gets banished doesn't matter much because the new Synchro revives it. DD Defense Soldier is really good. This card, you'll see me send it in some of the combos I'm doing. It's actually insane because its main body effect comes up. I don't have any of my like showcasing combos with the effect where you summon itself and summon a card from the pen zone, but that will come up in game states. But the biggest thing is when you can banish this from your graveyard, and it can recycle a DD pendulum from either your grave or extra deck. Like, it's insane. So being a level 4 is really nice too, and it's also searchable as a 0 attack off of the Count Surveyor, right? So which again, I don't think I really explained any of these, right? I kind of just went through them like you guys would have known them for whatever reason, but yeah, you can tell I'm just excited just to get to the combos. But yeah, Count Surveyor just discards a DD, and then on summon to summon itself, and then whenever it's normal or special summon, so even if it's summoned off the E-Telly card, this will add a 0 attack or defense DD monster, which is really good because these are also that too, right? It's not like you're really going to add them much, but it's a possibility, right? Then Scale Surveyor can just summon itself when you have a DD Pendulum card, like I mentioned. Then just it can modulate its level to 4, which is really strong too, right? So yeah, these 2 cards really, really good, like very, very strong cards. So yeah, sorry, I just realized I never went through those cards, guys. My apologies, but if you guys stuck around for those explanations, you guys just heard out my explanations on all the other cards. The level 8, I think I went through enough too, right? So I probably don't have to, the new level 8 anyways, probably don't have to explain that card too much. Going to the non-engine, so it's a bit small. You know, it's going to need some work, and I think it might come from cutting stuff like Nightmare Throne and stuff, but it depends. I like having 12 one-card starters. So 3 Ash, 3 Fualos, 3 Droll, 3 Dominus Impulse. So Fualos is pretty straightforward. Like, I mean, this card is just either stop your opponent from playing or just draw multiple cards. In this deck, if you're drawing a lot of cards, you're just going to have so much gas, you're just going to beat through everything. You have Ash Blossom, right? So Ash Blossom is counterintuitive where it also stops Fualos from resolving. You also have Droll that can do that too, but Droll is just such a good card. It's going to be really good against many decks once the new support for all these decks come out around in October. In Doom of Dimensions, right? And then Impulse is just a solid card. If you can play Impulse, at least right now, you definitely want to play Impulse because this card it's the best hand trap right now. I could see it being really good in Doom of Dimensions format too. So for now, this is the ones that made most sense. Imperm in this deck, you could run it if you had the space. However, if I had space to put 3 more non-engine slots, I would probably go a bit more defensive by having a not a talent, maybe not talents, but for sure a call by and a crossout more or less might be an option for me. Because I already have these. The biggest card that's going to hurt us is Fualos. If someone Fualoses you, you're pretty well not playing, right? So if this resolves, you're going to want to just pass your turn, really. Maybe set up with a Gilgamesh and that's about it, because there's no way, even Meows, if people are main decking Meows, it's going to be really, really hard, right? So at least in the side deck, you're going to want to have those cards to counter those. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if they don't draw anything, you auto win. Like, I mean, the deck's at the point where it's consistent enough to just kind of auto win at that, right? So 45 cards in the main deck. That was a pretty long explanation, but we'll go through the extra deck now. So starting things off, 3 Gilgamesh and 1 Zeus Ragnarok. So I'm still playing 3 Gilgamesh. This card, you're going to see me actually go through 3 in some combos. Yeah, still really necessary at playing 3. I wouldn't cut it down to 2 unless you're playing it a little bit differently, but yeah. And then this card. So this is the card we really, really needed. This thing is the god card for sure for our deck. Link 3, it's got 3 arrows. Basically, like, it can just destroy a DD or a Dark Contract, and you get an additional Pendulum Summon, which is just nuts. And then it's also, you can get this out on Summon 5 a lot, and by banishing a Dark Contract and a DD, it negates an effect from hand, which is also really good on the bounce back because of Fiendsmith and stuff's in the format, but there are a lot of decks that use effects from the hand. You literally just shut it down by negating it, right? So this, I think, against most decks, if not all at this point, this will have some shape or form of use instead of just protecting from Nib, right? So yeah, this was for sure the best card that we got out of the supports. For the extra deck for sure, even I think considerably for the main. For the rank 4s and for the XYZs, I guess we can just go over these quick. Okay, so Caesar is still a very necessary card. I know we got a new rank 4, but this card is still necessary to get your easier access to rank 6. 2 Machine X, High Caesar. You want 2 of these, right? So you can on the bounce back have this to your arsenal. King Tell, this card's still really good, and Caesar's still broken. I really hope Konami does not ban this or something before we get our support. But yeah, this is a new card, Solomon. So This card is really, really good. You detach a material, it adds a DD card from deck to hand. DD card, so you can add the trap if you want to, but most of the time you're really adding, I find, in most of the combos, depending on, you know, where you're at. But if I'm just doing combos and stuff, Griffin gets added by this a lot. But adding any DD card's a really solid effect for sure, right? So the other effect when it gets banished, so if this thing gets banished, if a monster, you know, if the card that, when you banish this and you select the card, the monster that's battling, if it attacks, it inflicts battle damage equal to half that card's attack. So it's really meant for the fusion card that's that just got released, which we'll go over that in just a bit. But yeah, Solomon, really good card. But don't cut it don't cut Caesar for this, because this still comes up where you're gonna grab the fusion spell, right? So yeah. Okay, so that's that. Fusions. Unfortunately, we're only playing 2 Genghis. The high Genghis actually serves like no purpose in this deck anymore. I just had there was no use for me to actually play that card. So we're just playing High King Genghis now, and yeah, that's you just need the 2 of them, right? So to make the Caesar. Going on to the synchros. Actually, we'll touch on that in a second. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there is a world where you are going to go into this. It just depends. In a lot of game states, like if you're playing, depending on your read, you can go into this and stop them from targeting any of your monsters, which is really strong. I think just moving forward, that's going to be a really powerful effect for sure. And then spell and trap negation. But it's easier to summon this because the new guys are level 8, and then we also have a level 2 tuner, right? Now this guy, Clovis, he's really good. However, I will say there isn't a lot of combos I actually find myself utilizing him in. I feel like he'll come up a lot more and have a lot more value through you know, through gameplay, right? So when you're actually playing, when you have situations to go into this is where he comes up. But actually doing the combos that really matter and play around the most amount of hand traps, I find Clovis doesn't come up too much. I only use him actually in the combos I'm going to showcase you. I'm only going to use him in 1, you'll see. And I think I'm going to show you guys 6 different combos. So yeah, this one I find just doesn't come up that much. However, it is still really good because it synergizes well with the level 2, because what it does, so if this summons itself back, it gets banished. This summons from, it's such an interesting effect. It summons back from the banished, but if you have a Dark Contract face up, it summons from the graveyard as well, any DD card. So this revives any DD card. So if you guys are new to DD, DD also means DDD. If it says DDD, it has to be DDD. So this revives any monster back from the grave. But even if you don't have a Dark Contract, it states that you just revive it back from the banished, which is really good. So on your bounce back, if you still have this and you can summon it, you can summon back any of your banished DD monsters, so giving you really good recursion. So overall, for like actual active gameplay, this card is really good, but for the combos I'm going to do, you're going to see it doesn't really serve much of a purpose in the combos I'm doing for the most part, right? But this serves a good high purpose in, you know, actual gameplay, right? So yeah, it's a really well-designed card for sure. So that's the synchros. And then last but not least, this is the 16th card, right? So I decided not to play it for now, just because it's either between this or this, right? This isn't 100% mandatory. I would have to play test with this to see how good this actually is, because the fact that you can summon this on for free is actually insane. I just don't know if it needs it, right? Because the way that this thing is like the ultimate boss monster for DDs at this point. It's a 4,000 attack and defense monster. Scale 13. It's literally supposed to be Zark for a DDD. It's insane. So what you do is you can just summon it at any time by banishing a fusion, synchro, XYZ, and a pendulum, right? Fusion, synchro, XYZ, and a pendulum. Yep. So you can banish that from field or grave and just summon this. So that's where cards like this and cards like this, because when this is banished, I don't think I mentioned, but when this thing gets banished, it gives this piercing, right? So if you banish these 2, right, this will now have piercing, and it'll also have anything this attacks off of this will, if it destroys it, your opponent loses equal to half that card's attack that it destroyed. So when it's also summoned, it blanket negates your opponent's monsters, and it can attack all monsters once each. If it's destroyed, it goes in the pendulum zone, which the pendulum effect can destroy any number of Dark Contract cards, destroy them, and then special summon up to that many Doom Kings. So if you want to play a Doom King heavy list, this card is actually like meant for the Doom Kings for sure. But again, in actual competitive play, I think on a bounce back, how free you can summon this can actually come out, because you can, on the bounce back, if you're in like a bit of a weird spot where they actually got around your board, or you didn't set up the most insane board initially, but you still have the materials and resources, you can start doing plays, and then you can just literally randomly summon this at any point in time, just blanket negate your opponent's board and swing at all of them, right? So I think in competitive play, it might shine more than this, depending, because I'm just not sure how often this will come up where you need it, you know what I mean? But especially when you have Reggie, King Zero, right? So so this is a 16 card. Like I said, I'm not in the deck profile, I'm not actually playing it, but this is the card I just wanted to highlight because it's between this or this, right? So yeah. So yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys like that deck profile. We are going to get into combo number 1 now, and I'm excited to actually show you guys the combo number 1. So we're going to start out with the Kepler combo. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so this is going to be combo number 1. So it's going to be Kepler, D7 Kepler. So I'm going to actually run through this as well as the level 8 simultaneously, because it actually is the same combo. So we'll start things off. It's going to be a normal summon Kepler, and it's going to be scale gate. You're going to use the gate effect, right? So then the way I'm going to do this, guys, is I'm going to go through this, right? And then I will, I might just go right through it, and then after that, just show you how it starts with this, and then just you get the idea. It's the same combo after that. So we're going to go Machine X. Machine X effect is going to place. So when you activate in scale, it'll place the, ideally you're going to put this. These two work extremely well together, like very well designed cards. Zero King is going to target to destroy it. Special summon 1 from deck. And a special Copernicus from deck. Copernicus can use effect. You're going to send Land Soldier here. So you're going to send Land Soldier here, and then you're going to go for a Link 2. Now, yes, this is vulnerable to Imperm. It's a 1-card combo, so any 1-card combo really is vulnerable to some sort of higher impact hand trap. Gilgamesh effect. So the scales we're going to put up with Gilgamesh will be, if I can find it, Orthros, and be back here. Here it is, Thomas. So Orthros and Thomas are going to go on the scales. Okay. Going to take 1,000. We're going to go Orthros, targeting the Zero King in itself to destroy. This now triggers the new one, so whenever a card is destroyed, this can summon itself, non-target pop a card optionally, right? But it will summon itself. So it'll special summon itself, not popping anything. So we're at summon 4. We're going to go summon 5. Into the new Link 3. So now that the Link 3 is live by summon 5, so the way it can negate a hand effect, when your opponent, during either player's turn, if your opponent activates a monster or a card or effect in hand, you can banish a DDD or DDD and a DD and a Dark Contract and negate the activation. So you're now nib proof, okay? So do that. You're going to use Thomas's ability to recycle. You're going to bring back the Machine X to your hand. You're going to activate the Machine X at a scale 0. And then you're going to Pendulum Summon 3. You're going to summon Kepler back. You have a scale 0 live. And this is another reason why this card's so good. It's a scale 0. Like, what? Summon the Orthros. Okay? You're going to, as your first Pendulum Summon, you're going to Synchro. You're going to go into Siegfried. You're going to go Ragnarok effect. Destroying this to Sky Zeus or whatever you want to call it. There's so many Ragnaroks now. You get an additional Pendulum Summon. Well, that's pretty free, because now I get the Pendulum Summon back literally for free. Like, just so crazy, because I just destroyed the additional one that summons, and that's why the scale 0 is really nice right here. We're going to go Overlay to the new Solomon. This is what I was saying. It has 2,500 defense, so if you wanted to, like, you'd have to sacrifice a body, but you could play Dragon's Mind in this deck because this has 2,500 defense, which Dragon Mind is a really powerful counter trap right now, to be honest. Anyways, we're going to use the effect. I'm going to put them all in attacks just so it's easier for me to look at. So we're going to use the effect to add a DD card from deck to hand. Okay. So the DD card we're going to add is going to be DD Griffin. Okay. So add Griffin. We're going to use the effect of Griffin to summon itself in defense position. We're going to use Lance Soldier, destroying the gate, to summon itself. It'll be banished when it leaves the field. However, we're not going to do that. We're going to use Lance Soldier's second ability. We're going to target itself. I believe it targets, right? Keep in mind these are new cards, so I'm just making sure. You can target one DD monster you control. So yeah, you have to target itself as costs. So make it increase level by 2. I have 2, so I can now make this level 4. I could make a second save free, but it's a hard one's return. So we're going to overlay these two. And we're going to go into the Caesar. We're going to overlay the Solomon. You can do this whenever. Into the Tell. Tell is going to use the effect to burn your opponent for 1,000 as you've taken damage this turn. You're going to link these two off for a second copy of Gilgamesh. You're going to use NHL, Chill. Tell, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Caesar. Okay, it doesn't really matter how you chain block them, to be honest. Gonna grab the Swamp King. I think Caesar's 2, right? Yeah, so. And then Necro's gonna go to Grave. You might as well just activate Swamp King for now, it's just lingering in my hand. Necro Slime's gonna fusion probably with the Gilgamesh, just keep the level 4 in Grave. So Necro Slime ability to fusion summon. If you guys don't know what Necro Slime does, you have to just go watch my old videos. Can't explain everything for you guys. Summon the Genghis. You're gonna go overlay for Machine X. You're gonna trigger Genghis here. Summon back. Effects the Griffin. You're gonna add the trap. DD Headhunt. You're gonna set Headhunt. You're gonna use Swamp King to fusion some of these two. So you now go back in the extra deck for Recursion, as you have a scale 0 here. You're gonna summon your second Genghis. You're gonna overlay, and you're gonna go to High King Caesar. Maybe move it here if there's level 1 relinquished anima. Yeah. So this is your end board. Pretty good if you ask me. You still got Lance Soldier for follow-up. You have Machine X that's gonna suck up twice. You have Ragnarok is live. Even if you had to use the effect negation in hand, you still have it for next turn because you have 2 contracts, right? And yeah, you have a spell and trap negate double. Everyone knows what Caesar does at this point. Then you have Headhunt, which is super broken, right? So cool. So that's combo number 1. We'll go into combo number 2, which is the Zero Machine X. It's not gonna be too long because I'm just gonna showcase you how to get into it, and then after that, it's the exact same way to combo. So we'll see that one quick. Okay, guys. So next is going to be the Machine X. So again, I'm not gonna take too long because this is the exact same combo as the first one. It's just a different setup, right? So different sequencing, anyways. Scale Machine X. Machine X can use the effect. You're gonna put up a copy of Zero King. Zero King is going to pop this. You're going to summon from deck Kepler. Kepler's going to use the effect. Gate's going to use the effect to add. Grab Copernicus. Normal summon Copernicus. Effect send your Lance Soldier. From there, it's the exact same combo. That's all you got to do. Pretty straightforward, right? So if you guys don't remember, just go back. It's literally the same thing step by step from here, okay? Now, so now we got those 2 out of the way. Let's go into the other 1-card combo, which is the Dark Contract with the Gate, which is actually the most powerful 1-card combo in the deck, and I'll show you guys right now. Let's take a look. Okay, guys, so this is the Dark Contract with the Gate 1-card combo. So it's broken. Don't like get like too insane, like, oh my god, it's I wonder how broken it's going to be. It's pretty on par with the other one, but it's got another form of interruption. I'll show you guys why this works so well. So activate Gate. Gate effect to search. So you're going to start off with the Zero King Machine X. Place Zero King in the scale. Place Machine X in the scale. Place up Zero King. Zero King effect is going to destroy this. You're going to go ahead and you're going to summon Count Surveyor. Count Surveyor is going to go ahead and add a level 4. Okay. Then we're going to go normal summon. We're going to go effective Copernicus. Copernicus is going to send. Let's see. Oops, sorry, just going to move this over here. There we go. So instead of sending Lance Soldier, what you're going to do with Copernicus, you're actually going to send the Defense Soldier. The Defense Soldier is going to go to Grave, okay? You're going to scale, or sorry, you're going to get rid of these two. And summon number 3. You use Gilgamesh effect. If they have Imperm, is what it is. You probably have 4 other hand traps in your hand at this time. If that happens, so you should be fine. So where are we at? Okay, so Gilgamesh using the effects. So we're going to scale Orthros, and then we're going to scale, not Thomas, we're going to scale Oblio, Ragnarok. For those who don't know Ragnarok, just type it in on Google, but basically whenever you summon, you can summon from Grave and take 1,000. So I'm going to take 1,000 here. I'm going to do the same thing. Orthros going to pop itself. The reason I'm doing this is so I can trigger the 0 Machine X, because once a card is destroyed, once a DD card or once a triple D, so something to note actually, guys, probably didn't make this clear. The reason why you want to put Orthros here and not, well, there's another reason. I mean, Orthros is the tuner, right? But the reason why you want to use Orthros to destroy itself and the Dark Contrast, because this specifically reads that if a DDD, so a triple D, or a Dark Contrast is destroyed, it can summon itself. If this is just destroyed, or if you just destroy Griffin, it won't work, okay? So I didn't make that clear, so just so you guys know why I'm doing this, but this is also tuner, so I want it there, right? So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and destroy some of the Machine X. So then we're going to go Link 3. So by summon 5, we're at Ragnarok, okay? So again, plays around Nibiru. 1 card, so Gate playing around Nibiru here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use Defense Soldier, which is going to recycle. This is why this combo is pretty good. You're going to recycle the Count Surveyor instead. You're going to bring Count Surveyor. You're going to scale Count Surveyor. You're going to do perform your first Pendulum Summon. Okay. You're going to synchro these off. You're going to summon Siegfried. You're going to go Ragnarok effect. You're going to pop the Gate to do an additional Pendulum Summon. You're going to do the additional Pendulum Summon right now. Summon these 2. You're going to go Overlay. Solomon is going to use its effects to grab the Griffin. Grabbing the Griffin. Okay, I'm going to grab Griffin here. Now, the reason why this works, you're going to see in a second, because Solomon detaches, right? And this is why Solomon's really good here. Or this is why it's a really good support card, because to grab the Griffin, I had to detach this, and it's going to come up in a second, and you'll see. So, I'm going to go do this at either or timing. Summon the King Tell. This now triggers Oblio to summon Orthros back. I'm going to use the effect of Griffin to summon itself in defense position. I'm going to use this to burn my opponent for 1,000. Now you can see I've got 2 XYZs on board. And this is why Caesar is really important. You can see right here, it's really putting in work right now. Summon the Caesar. Okay. You're going to link these 2 off for another copy of Gilgamesh. Chain link 1 Tell, chain link 2 Caesar, same thing, right? You guys see where this is going now? So I used this to revive the other level 4 back because I was able, and the reason I was able to get in the graves because Solomon detaches, right? If you read, the text is so small, but basically you can detach 1 material from this card, add 1 DD card from your deck to your hand. Like, just such a good support card. It's just insane. But the fact that it detaches is what we were missing before, because Caesar could not detach unless you're going second. But if you're going first, Caesar could not detach, and that was kind of an issue. That was kind of limiting us, right? So anyways, King Tell's sending this, and then I'm adding the Swamp King. We're going to go effect of the Necro Slime. There's a bit of glare. I'm doing this later at night, so here's what it is. Banishing the Necro to do a fusion summon. Summon this. Machine X is going to go over top that. That triggers the Genghis now to summon this back. This adds the trap, right? So on and so forth, right? Swamp King's going to use this. That way you can reserve Graveyard. I'm going to banish probably Copernicus. It's fine. And then I'm going to summon this. Which now, overlay. So, this is your 1-card gate combo, and this is insane. Do you want to know why? Let me share with you why. So, it's broken because, and if this comes up too, this, I don't know if anyone knows this, but if you pendulum summon a DDD monster, which isn't really going to happen here because you have a 5 and a 1, if you pendulum summon a DDD monster, you can target 3 monsters your opponent controls with the same type or attribute as each other, which is pretty common in this today's game, right? You tribute them after you target, you tribute them, 2 of them, and then the 1 gains the attack. So you just literally clear 2 cards. Like, this card's actually really solid. So if you get this at your scale, if you need to, you can just, so it just adds another layer of craziness, right? So anyways, but what's kind of crazy about this is that this is still in your extra deck, right? So what happens when you go Machine X, so when you time your Machine X correctly, you're going to go Machine X effect, popping this to suck up their monster, right? Let's just pretend there's a monster. Chain link, now in a new chain, Machine X can come out, special summon, non-target pop their monster. You now have a DDD face up. This can now trigger Oblio, and Oblio can summon Caesar, right? Caesar is now going to give you the recursion you need for your next turn because now you can grab a gate on your follow-up, right? So this is insane. So this is non-target pop. So basically what you guys have here, right? From 1 gate, okay, from 1 gate is 2 sucks, effect to negate from hand. You have double summon negate. You have DDD Headhunt. You have Siegfried. And then you also have this that can special summon itself once you trigger this, or if they just destroy any of them, non-target pop. And then you can revive this, so when this hits the graveyard, you now get recursion for the follow-up for the contract. And this is spell trap negate. Actually insane how much, this is all from one gate, so crazy, eh? So now let's go into the 1.5 card combo, which is actually going to be using DD Count Surveyor, which I'm excited to show you guys too. Okay guys, so this is going to be the, oh, I got the wrong card. This is not going to be the Machine X combo. This is going to be the 1.5 card combo, and I'm going to use 2 copies of Count Surveyor because the actual 1 card in this is DD Count Surveyor. The other combo card is just another DD name because it has to discard a DD card, right? Sorry, a DD monster has to discard. However, as you guys would know, if it's another DD monster other than maybe the Scale Surveyor, they all have like some sort of utilization in the graveyard or some shape or form of being beneficial in the graveyard. So to showcase you the highest potential of this combo or the lowest ceiling potential of the combo from a discard it has, I'm going to just showcase you guys with Count Surveyor. This does play around drill pretty well as well, and you'll see why in a sec. So we're going to go Count Surveyor to summon itself by ditching the other copy of Count Surveyor. Surveyor effect is going to grab us a card with 0 attack or defense. As you can read, add 1 DD monster with 0 attack or defense from your deck to your hand. This is why this card got so good, because this is a card you can search off this now. Hence why you should be playing this at 3, right? I'm going to search 0 Machine X. 0 Machine X is going to place up 0 King. These 2 cards just work so well together. 0 King, pop, summon from deck. Going to go ahead and summon the Kepler. Kepler's going to go ahead and use the effect search. Gate's going to use the effect to search out Copernicus. Now, you're not going to normal summon Copernicus here just yet, mainly because you want to try to stay within summon 5 of the Sky King, which you can easier do that by not having to do, because you haven't normal summoned yet, right? So it plays around drill really well in the sense, and again, I'm not trying to get sidetracked too much here because my purpose is to just show you guys the best approach to what I found for these combos. But again, let's say someone drills you on the Count Surveyor. Since this places, you can summon, instead of going the Contract route, you can go Copernicus, sending the level 2, oh my gosh, well, you could send the level 2, but you could also send the level 4, the defense soldier, and then you can start making plays from there, right? So it's pretty good because if you send the level 2, then you could go into the level 6, and then you could revive back and just go from there, right? So, but anyways, don't want to get sidetracked, but just to give you the idea, you can still play through someone drilling you at that point, right? So, yeah. But anyways, it looks like this. So this is the standard way to do the combo again. This is gonna destroy this, summon this out, add this, and then add this, right? So continuing forward, we're gonna go for the link 2. Gilgamesh effects, right? Gilgamesh is going to scale up a copy of Thomas. Oh, here's Thomas. This is in hand, by the way. And we're going to go ahead and scale up a copy of... Where is it? The dog. Here it is. Walkthroughs. Take 1,000, right? And use the effect of Walkthroughs. Popping itself, triggering the Machine X because that Dark Contra was destroyed. Not going to pop anything, of course. And we're going to go for the link 3 on summon 5. This is why this card is so broken, because you get 2 on summon 5, but you still make this whole board, right? It's like actually insane. Okay, you're going to do that. You're going to go Thomas effect to recycle. You're going to grab the Machine X, and here's why. You're going to want to... oh, sorry. I haven't summoned this yet. Sorry, I'm still on the right track. Sorry about that. You're going to Pendulum Summon 3, right? You want to go back to doing this kind of like we did combo 1, right? It's very similar to the 1-card Kepler combo. If you can think of it that way, it makes it a little bit easier. But the 1.5 card combo with like 2 Count Surveyor, for example, is it's like identical to the 1-card combo here. So, yeah, so Copernicus is going to send the Lance Soldier like we did before. We're sending the Lance Soldier like we did with the Kepler combo. We're going to synchro these. We're going to grab Siegfried. We're going to use Ragnarok for the additional Pendulum Summon, which is so free because now I can just do additional Pendulum Summon of 3 cards again. Like, guys, this card is like actually just so dumb, but yeah, so good. We're going to do the rank 4. I go for Solomon effects. So Solomon's going to go ahead and grab the Griffin, right? We're going to use, well, could always just do this here, I guess. Doesn't matter really when you summon this, well, until you get to the other one, but yeah, special summon the Griffin. You're going to use the effect of Lance Soldier, destroying the gate. And the cool thing about Lance Soldier destroy, so there are some combos. The one actually, yeah, the last combo I showcased, this actually comes up. So, special the Lance Soldier. Lance Soldier effect targeting itself, making it a level 4. I have 2 contracts, so I can bump its level by 2. Summon the Caesar. Use King Tel's effect before I link it off, because I've burned. I can burn my opponent for 1,000 as well, targeting itself. We're going to link these 2. Yeah, Solomon's just such a good card. The fact that you can detach just opens up so many opportunities like this one didn't do before. Such a good card. Feels like this is stuck to something. Using OG Dragon Shields for this. Both sets are. So we're using 1-2 King Tell and Caesar. So basically sending the Necro Slime, adding the fusion. Sending the Necro Slime, adding the fusion. The fusion. Necro Slime effect is going to fusion summon. Probably just going to use these 2. Simple. Right? It's like literally the 1-card combo all over again. The 1-card Kepler combo anyways. That's literally what it is. Just plays it, just has the ability to this just basically is a 1-card the 1-card Kepler combo, but just plays around Droll much better, right? So yeah, so the Summon of Machine X is going to trigger Genghis to revive Griffin. Griffin as the headhunt. Again, if you guys watch the 1-card combo with Kepler, so what this is, you're going to set the headhunt, you're going to use this to fusion. You get these back in your extra deck for next turn. You get this, overlay these 2, and boom, you got Caesar. So yeah, that's the 1.5 card combo. Now we're going to go into the 2-card combo that plays around, that shuts down hand traps, and I'm going to show that to you right now. Let's take a look. Behold the 2-card combo. That it was always the best 2-card combo. It's Kepler and Griffin. Now, Copernicus and Griffin is still a thing. I've actually never really ventured into it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a matter of you just send. Again, I'm not going to get into it because it was never really the best combo to begin with, just because you didn't really have access to a contract to like pop Griffin and stuff like that, but it still works. But this is the one I really want to showcase because it completely shuts down hand traps, because you want access to the gate a lot more right now. So we're going to start off normal summon Kepler. Kepler's going to use the effect to grab gate effect search. Oh, it's not the right card. Gonna grab Machine X. You kind of lose the drill here. Not really, just because you can still summon the Griffin and continue plays from there, right? So you're gonna go, but obviously drill's pretty strong against this deck. Machine X is gonna place up. Copy of Zero King. Zero King's gonna use the effect popping. And you're gonna summon from deck. Not Surveyor. You're actually gonna go right for it. You're gonna go for, whatever reason I have a proxy of this, your French copy of Rage. If you guys don't know what Rage does, you should by now, but Rage can basically tribute a monster, another DD monster, and shut off all effects that activate in hand. So you're gonna use the effect of Rage, wait for a response. If they have no response, it's game over, because you're just gonna go special summon Griffin. Griffin summons itself. You're gonna use this as a link too. Gonna go for Gilgamesh effect. We're gonna scale Thomas. We're gonna scale Orthros. Same thing. Like, this is like really your go-to right now. Orthros popping this to trigger, because you really want to aim to get this into your extra deck and then get Orthros face up by popping the Zero King. The Machine X there. Yep. Yes, so the Machine X summons itself. Gonna link 3. Not there. As you guys have seen, I've never actually used Clovis in these combos. The next one I'm gonna showcase actually does. It's the top combo I've found you can actually possibly do with this deck. So, summon the Ragnarok on, again, it doesn't matter what summon you do it on right now, because they can't use hand traps, but again, it still gets it out in a reasonable time frame. Thomas is going to use the effect. You're going to recycle the Rage. So this is what's kind of cool. You get to put Rage in scale, so you have Kepler access now. You're going to Pendulum Summon for your first time 3. If you have a card to ditch draw, go ahead and do it with Griffin. Go ahead, use these. As you guys can kind of see, you're getting the pattern. It's pretty similar, right? I'm going for Siegfried after the first Pendulum Summon. Then I'm going to use Ragnarok to destroy something, usually the Kepler. And then I'm going to be able to Pendulum Summon again, right? 1, 2, 3. It's very similar, right? And I think when you guys watch the patterns on these, it's going to be a lot easier to learn the deck, right? Go ahead, overlay for surprise, surprise. Solomon. Effect. Oh, not that. Oh yeah, so anyways, Solomon here, I actually should focus since you guys know the reference is Lord of the Rings. So basically you're using Solomon to discard, and you're not, because you already used Griffin, right? You already used Griffin. So you can't use Griffin. What are we going to do? We're going to actually use the Scale Surveyor. Okay? So what we do here, we add Scale Surveyor. Now we're going to do something a little bit different, unique. Some of the King Tell. King Tell is going to use the effect to burn our opponent for 1,000, of course. We're going to actually link summon now into that's the second one, yep. Second copy of Gilgamesh. King Tell is now going to send, it's going to Foolish Burial the slime. Okay. You're going to use Necro Slime here. Just use usually I like just banishing the Gilgamesh here. The reason why Scale Surveyor is actually really good here. You're going to summon the Genghis, okay. You're going to, 1 second, you don't want to go into anything just yet. You want to summon the Scale Surveyor first, right? Because if you control a DD Pendulum Monster card, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can make its level become level 4. The reason why this is good is because it reads monster card, which means that these are allowing this to be special summon. You don't need one on the field. You can just summon it this way because it's stating monster card, Pendulum Monster card. So I have DD monster, Pendulum Monster cards face up. I can special summon this. If it didn't read that way, you could still get away with it. If it needed to like face up on the field, you just have to burn through an extra Machine X. But fortunately, it works that way, so this works. since Scale Surveyor was summoned, you're going to trigger the Genghis now. This is Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. So it chain blocks this if they have Ghost Spell, but there's no such thing as Ghost Spell when they're not able to activate hand traps, right? So you're going to summon Griffin. Griffin effect is going to add the Headhunt. You're going to overlay these two. Caesar. You're going to link these two for your third, and this is why you need 3 Gilgamesh. Comes up. Caesar's going to use the effect search. Swamp King, use the effect. Plus, when this goes to the grave, it just says when it's sent to the graveyard, you can recycle. So if you choose to, actually, we can do that. So when this is linked off, and when this was sent with this being linked off, you can grab the Rage if you want to. So Rage is, that way Rage is in your hand if you want to bounce the, I'll show you why in a second. So we're in the middle of Fusion Summoning, so let's complete that. Oh, sorry, jeez. Get that over. And then you're going to overlay this. Okay, with the Headhunt face down. So this can be in your hand from the Scale Surveyor being sent to the graveyard. Again, it doesn't say sent from the field to grave, it's just like Druid's Worm sent to the graveyard. So sent to the graveyard and extra deck, right? This card is sent to the graveyard or added to the extra deck face up. You can target one DD Pendulum monster you control, return to the hand. So again, Pendulum monster. So I can target this, goes back to my hand. So that way, if I really want to, Machine X can bounce itself back into the scale. And look, I also have this as Layered Interruption for this 2-card combo that, so this is a 2-card combo that is fully insulated by hand traps, assuming you get the Rage off. But if they use the imp, if they burn the imperm on the Rage, they have to have another hand trap, or else you just go off like this. So this Rage is really good because it forces out, it baits out all the hand traps when you're you know, with your 2-card combo, right? So, but even then, if you have like 3-card combos, it just gives you another form of extension in case they do have another hand trap, because basically this is just going to force them to do something. And then if you have another way to get like a rank 4 out or something, then you get the rank 4 to trigger, get you a card. Like, it's really snowballs, right? So, but yeah, so this is your 2-card combo, shuts down hand traps completely, and it's got recursion and then Layered Interruption as well. So that's your 2-card combo. Now we're going to go into the final form combo, which is actually a 3.55. I just call it a 5-card combo, and I'll show it to you guys right now. It's the best combo you can possibly do. So we'll just take a look at that. Okay, so this is the final combo I am going to display to you guys. I'll probably do a couple test hands with assumption of a couple hand traps, just so you guys can see how I can navigate some stuff when I have the test hand. However, this is the ultimate combo. This is the combo. I'm going back to the roots that if you guys are OGDD players, you would know, right? 3-4 card combos, like that's just where we're from, right? So I had to come up, I'll be honest, the 1-card combos and the 2-card combos, I really didn't have much of a challenge navigating them, right? I kind of sat a bit and was like, okay, like, yeah, this, and then especially like the 2-card combo, you know, it took me a little bit to be like, oh, okay, I can actually add the, like certain cards, but whatever, like, point is, this one I was really stuck on because I was like, okay, Swirl Simon. I kept going back to Swirl Simon. It just wasn't working. I was like, okay, let's try something else. So I was like, okay, these 3 can probably do something. And I played around with it a while, and I was like, okay, finally found a combo that it's basically, so it's these 3 cards, and then this can be any DD card, right? I just don't want to, it can be like literally any DD card, but one of them has to be a pendulum, right? So let's pretend like this one's a DD card, just to make this easier. We'll pretend, so it's a 3.5 card combo essentially, like 3 and 2 halves, if that even makes sense. But we'll pretend this is the, makes more sense. This can be the scale, this can be the regular DD card, right? So basically you will need something for this to discard, and then you need this later on in the combo to scale for your second pendulum summon. So yeah, I finally got the hang of it, but this combo is like, it summons all the boss monsters, plays around hand traps or stops hand traps, and it gets everything up. So it's literally it's the most broken combo I could possibly think of for this deck. So without further ado, let's go into it, right? So these 3 are required, and then these 2, again, it has to be a pendulum scale and another DD monster. So basically, if you open these 3, and then this is just, if you just open all gas And these are 3 of, so I mean, if you're a DD player, you're gonna know this happens from time to time. If you see a hand like this, you do this. This is what you do, okay? And some of you people don't play DD and stuff, and are like, oh, this is never gonna happen. Trust me, it does. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start with machine X. Why? Because it plays around drill the best. You're gonna place up 0. You use 0 king. Summon from deck. You're gonna go right away for the rage. Okay, this card is just, it really, as you can see, it's been highlighting a lot of these combos to play safely, right? So you're gonna go use the effect of Count Surveyor. You're gonna discard the one that's not a scale. You're gonna get rid of whatever it is. And the reason why I just have like this, because again, like I said earlier, when I did the 1.5 card combo, a lot of DD cards do have like good effects or are good engraved. So I just didn't want to really enhance it. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how this works. So Count Surveyor is going to go ahead and add the Copernicus. Okay, Copernicus is going to get added to hand. Notice how we haven't used the contract yet, and there's a reason for it. Use the effect, shut down all effects from hand from your opponent. So if that's good, cool, we're free from hand traps. We're going to normal summon this. We're going to use the effect. We're going to send this, not Scale Surveyor, sorry, the Lance Soldier. Lance Soldier is going to use the effect. It's going to use the effect, destroy this to summon itself. Banish when it leaves the field. Since the card was destroyed, now Machine X can summon itself. Summons in the extra monster zone because it was in the pendulum. You're not going to destroy anything. You're going to use these 2. This gets banished. You're going to summon Clovis here. This is the first time we're using Clovis, if you guys haven't noticed. And it's not even really a mandatory combo, but again, it is if you open like this, because this is literally just gas through everything. But again, this is like literally the ultimate combo of the deck. I really want to show you guys what I came out with here. So Clovis, summon this back from the banish. You don't have to have a DD card. You might just want to activate this just in case you want to revive from the graveyard, right? If you have a good card in grave to revive, but you're just going for this combo because it needs to revive. It can only revive from, it's such a weird effect. It can only revive from grave if you have a dark contract. Or you think reviving from banish would require more of an effort, but I guess not. You're going to use this in the far zone. You're going to use, this goes back to the grave. Use this. It's a level 10. Or it makes a level 10, sorry. You're going to summon the Doom King Armageddon. Okay. You're going to use these 2. Link them off. Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is going to place up scales. You're going to place the scales you're going to place up are Thomas and Griffin. Okay, it's the first time we've seen Griffin back in the scale. You're gonna use you're gonna take 1,000. You're gonna use Gate to search. So now you're gonna use Gate to search for the Orthros. Doesn't really matter when you use it. I'd rather just get all that out of the way. Like you're usually probably gonna want to use this after you use the 0 King, because after that it doesn't really matter how you sequence your plays. But yeah, you have to wait for the 0 King to resolve before you go into this, right? So yeah, so you're gonna go Pendulum Summon 2. So this one comes out 1 from the extra deck, and then the Ortho's gonna go here. You're gonna use Griffin to pop itself, target this, I guess, boosted by 1,000. You're gonna use Thomas to recycle it back to hand. You're gonna use the effect and now special summon. You're gonna special summon this out. You're gonna overlay these 2. You're gonna go into Solomon. Solomon's gonna use the effect. You're going to grab Oblio. So the reason why you're gonna see where you're gonna add this in a second, because it's the fact that the Link 3 can actually pop something that makes this viable. It's really broken. You're gonna overlay on top of Solomon. You're gonna use King Tell to burn your opponent for 1,000, targeting itself, I guess. You are going to link these 2 off. For the level 3, or the Link 3, sorry. You're going to use King Tell here. King Tell is going to Foolish Burial and Necro Slime. You're now going to scale the Ragnarok, and this is where Ragnarok's going to come in. So you're going to use Necro Slime. Just doesn't really matter what you're banishing, but Gilgamesh. You only go through, I think, 2 Gilgamesh in this combo. Use Gilgamesh, or sorry, you're going to use Necro Slime to go into Genghis. Summon Genghis, you're going to trigger Oblio. Summon this back. You're going to trigger Genghis to summon the Clovis. So it would be Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2 summon. Doesn't matter how you sequence again because you can't use hand traps. Griffin's going to add you the trap. And you still have this one card in your hand. This is going to come up in a second. So since this is a scale surveyor, might as well just act like it's a scale 9. So we're going to do synchro 8 here. Might as well just do the synchro first. So it's like this, and then we're going to use these two because Clovis is a level 6, which is pretty cool. Use them to go into the Caesar. Now we're going to get the additional normal or additional pendulum summon by using Rider to pop this, because this is why you need that scale in your hand. You go scale this. This is scale 9 for the sake of this video. Let's do a higher scale. So I'll show you how this can be different, right? So you're going to go pendulum summon, right? 1. If you have the Ragnarok, you're going to summon the Ragnarok, and you're going to summon back King Tell. Okay. You can summon back the King Tell. You link these two off because you still have 2 links, right? So you might as well go ahead and link these off. King Tell is going to use the effect of Foolish Burial once again. And here you're probably going to go ahead and send the Defense Soldier. So you're going to send Defense Soldier, right? You're going to go ahead, overlay. So this is your end board. Now, the Defense Soldier can still recycle, right? So you have a scale 9. So if you have, again, if it's a high scale, right? Defense Soldier on the bounce back can just banish itself and recycle literally anything from here, any of your pendulums, right, back to your hand, which is insane recursion. This is also live, your Machine X, once you pop something. It's pretty broken. Now, let's say this is a lower scale, right? Let's say this was a, like literally another copy of Count Surveyor. Then you could do this. Or scale 0, I guess, can work too. This goes back. And then Defense Soldier doesn't go in. So you just go Pendulum Summon 2. You can just go ahead, Pendulum 1, 2, right? Griffin was just Pendulum Summon, so you could use the effect if you had another card, which you probably don't. You can summon the Caesar, and then you can summon the Machine X, right? So now, instead of just having that with the recursion, it's still really good because now Machine X is a 6. It has 6 materials essentially. It can suck 3 times, right? So this is your end board, right? This is like the final boss board, the best board I could honestly kind of piece together, but it plays through hand traps. It's really broken. You will open it if you play DDD. It's just whenever you see it, I just wanted you guys to know if you see something like that, go for it, because you can literally make this board that plays around hand traps, right? Yeah, so that's the board. So that's the combos, guys. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go, I think I'm feeling for it. I'll probably do 2 test hands where I kind of just put out like, I'll put an Imperm or something. I'll probably put an Ash Blossom first, and then after an Imperm, I'll just show you guys how I play around those, right? So let's get into that. Okay, guys, so we're going to do 3 different hand traps to play around. We're going to do Imperm. This is Imperm for right now. I don't know where my Imperm, I think they're at my brother's place. Imperm, Ash Blossom, and we're also going to do Impulse, right? Because honestly, like, I'm not going to bother with Flawless because you need a counter to it. Hence why I said you should probably, I think, consider playing or main decking a Call By and a Crossout if you can find the room for it. I am pretty comfortable with where the deck stands right now. It's been fairly consistent through just some test hands I've been doing, and yeah. But anyways, it's just assuming like 1 each, right? I mean, 2 hand traps you can even play if you play it wisely, right? So, okay, so let's see how we play around 1 Imperm, as it is still a choke point. Gilgamesh is still a choke point. Nice, okay, this is pretty good. This is a solid hand. This will play right through Imperm. So starting things off, go Nightmare Throne effect. So Throne is going to definitely grab a copy of Kepler. Now there's a world where they might, again, I'm not going to assume they're going to stop the Kepler, because if they stop Kepler, I mean, I have so many lines of plays here. I have the Griffin plus this. It's pretty good, honestly, if you think about it, though, because then I don't get the other contract, and then I have to I lose out on the Machine X, right? So stopping Kepler can be pretty good. It's just the problem is if I have a Machine X, it's like literally game over. But assuming they're just going to hold it for Gilgamesh here, which is probably the right thing to do. We're searching for gate, right? Yeah. So it's going to show the hands. If they have Fualos, we have an answer to it, which is cool. And the nice thing is we can technically drool ourselves if we get, because I'd rather play under drool than under Fualos, right? As long as I've already got like my first initial play out of the way. I'm okay with them getting a draw or two if needed. Gate effects, search machine X effect, right? You guys probably know where this lineup play is going. I'm not gonna bother with the Zero King. Well, I guess I can. I can just skip out like having to add it if I can just place up another contract here. But I might want to just have this for additional follow-up, or just have like initial card to pop. So gotta put up. I'm still gonna go for this, right? Zero King effect. Go for the rage. Rage effects, they have to do it here. So they'll do imperm, sure, no problem. We just go special summon the Griffin, carry forward. We have the same, it's a 2-card combo that we just accomplished there, right? Could even be even stronger because we open the Thomas, so that means we can actually completely clear our scales, get more people in the extra deck and go from there, right? So there we go. One test hand just easily deals with the imperm. If they have another hand trap, then so be it. We have to deal with it. Again, 2 hand traps is pretty deadly against us. However, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, let's go against, we'll do Ash Blossom now. We'll do that now. Okay, so here's Ash Blossom. Again, these are just test hands, right? Just to give you guys the idea of how I'm sequencing my lines of play. Again, if someone's got 2 hand traps, is what it is. It's not the end of the world, but again, it's I'm just giving you guys an idea. This is kind of like an additional part to the video. I feel like it was kind of necessary to do it. So I'm not going to carry my combos forward. As you notice, I didn't go through it. I didn't want to carry them forward because the video is already long enough. Just to give you guys an idea of how I'm going to sequence, because you kind of get the point if you watch the video where these combos are going to go. Oh man, this hand's insane. Remember when I told you guys about just opening straight gas? Like, I mean, this hand just kind of plays around everything. Oh, funny enough, it actually doesn't. Ash Blossom actually answers this really well right now. Oh, this is a hand that actually gets answered really well to Ash Blossom. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of not good. Let's see. I could consider. Yeah, it's kind of tough. You know what? If I was going to loosen Ash Blossom, here's what I'm going to do. This does play around it. Okay. Scale. Scale. This is why this is a pendulum deck now. Lance Soldier in hand's kind of weird, but you'll see how I navigate this in a sec. Pendulum Summon 2. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. So, they could choose to Ash this. It's not going to do much. At this point in time, I'm going to send a Defense Soldier. And this is going to add me Gate. Where is Gate? Oh, here it is, Gate. Gate effect to search. Oh my god, this is broken. This is actually not even bad at all, because you can add the Count Surveyor. But again, if they Ash Blossom this, it's no problem. Do you guys know why? Well, because, again, Ash Blossom, they're going to Ash this, right? This is the card you want to Ash in this deck. But some people might Ash this, they might Ash that. It just depends. But yeah, so if this does get Ashed, there's no problem. Why? Because Orthros can target this and itself, right? One spell or trap on the field, which is this, and one other DD. So pops himself. You go to Gilgamesh. Voila, you have your Gilgamesh lineup play. But if this did go through, if they didn't have Ash, You search this and you just pitch this. It's actually insane. So yeah, cool. Let's go to the impulse line now. Okay, we got to deal with impulse. Impulse, I like you definitely want to hit the zero king for sure with impulse. Like I feel like that's just like a non-negotiable. Because zero king just gives you so much advantage. Such a good card. So this will be the last hand trap we do because you know, I've already, like, all my combos were basically nib proof. Every single one of them was nib proof. Not gonna play around nib. The impulse, we'll see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, it's kind of a rough hand, eh? Yeah, it's kind of a rough hand. Okay, we'll just go activate contract with a gate using gate effect search. We're gonna actually grab the zero king. Ooh, well, I'm actually, in normal life, I'd probably do this. However, considering the fact that I'm trying to play around impulse, this is not actually the best move. I believe what we're gonna have to do, guys, is we might have to... Playing around impulse is actually hard. Impulse really stops this hand for sure. Is there a good way around this? I think there is. We're gonna add the count surveyor here. We're gonna go, yeah, this plays around it. Okay. Count surveyor, like if you're trying to, if you're thinking, if it's one hand, if it's one thing this hand lose to, number one, it's Ash Blossom for sure. Ash Blossom just kills his hand. But number two, it's it'll be impulse, right? So thankfully we're not going against Ash Blossom with this hand because it actually stops it, right? Gate. We're gonna pitch the Lance Soldier. I'm gonna pitch Lance Soldier because having this in hand is actually really good. Surveyor to search, right? And now I have not normal summon. Reality is I'm probably gonna want to go for the zero king. Like honestly, I'm just gonna, like, if it's just me and I want to go against zero king, I'm probably not gonna expect an impulse, right? But let's say I go zero king place, because now it's at least in my face up extra, and I'll show you how this is gonna work. Zero king effect, impulse, not gonna get destroyed because unless they've impermed already, right? So like, cool, no problem. Targets doesn't get destroyed. Yep, and then from there, since it is actually, the fact that this is stuck in here actually isn't good. So we're going to go, yeah, it's not good actually. Okay guys, Dominus Impulse. Funnily enough, this is probably the most broken hand trap against this deck. Reason being, well, next to Fualos and stuff, but reason being is that a card like Zero King, right? If it can't destroy, we have a card that's stuck in our Pendulum Zone, which is actually pretty bad. So we're gonna see how we can navigate that. Okay, I think this plays around everything. To be honest, this is such a pretty good gas hand. Okay. We're gonna normal summon, and I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna assume my opponent has impulse, right? I'm just gonna go. Okay. Scale the gate. Use the gate effects to place. To add. I'm gonna add the Machine X effect. It's gonna place. Okay, gonna get that. It's a pretty solid hand actually. Let's see. Yeah, it works. Let's see. Zero King target, impulse. This is pretty strong because now we're stuck with this in the scale. It's not gonna destroy, because if you read it, target one DD card you control except for a dark contra with Zero King. You're not supposed to summon blah blah blah, except you also destroy that card, and if you do, you're supposed to summon one DD monster from your deck. That is part of it. Beforehand is the cost activation. So if this gets stopped, we're in a bit of a funny place. However, we can still work with it because we actually have cards we can play with. So special summon Griffin. You're gonna go Gilgamesh here. It's not ideal by any means, but you can't use Gilgamesh effect, right? So you're gonna have to scale Thomas, which is good. You have a high scale because now you can use Thomas, right? The challenge is you now don't have much of a line of play, right? Because you can only pendulum summon these two. Going to the rank 3, this can ditch. I mean, it's doing some stuff, but not too much. Impulse is really giving us a hard time, right? So you're just pendulum summon these two, right? Effect gives us a draw. This is a really good draw actually, because now we can just go Nightmare Throw. What do you know? It's a pretty good draw. Adds the Copernicus. And then all's well but ends well, right? So, oh, you're gonna link these two. Ragnarok, you're gonna use this effect, pop in this, and then you're gonna, like, this is a really good draw, right? And you're just gonna pendulum summon the 3. And then this can Foolish Burial. So then you're back into play. So, Dominus Impulse, really strong card if you don't have an answer to it, and it might even give you more of a, you know, focal point to actually run across a Designator. But I hope you guys liked the video. This is a really long video. I stayed up pretty late to do this. Honestly, I was pretty excited about the support, and I hope you guys are too. This is really as informative as I could get with it, and I hope this helps you guys out. And yeah, I hope you guys stick around for some more. Won't be uploading too crazy, but it'll be enough so that you guys are kept in the loop, because this isn't going to come out until October, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, moral of the story is, guys, there is a lot of cards to counter us. I think it'll keep us from being the top deck. I do believe this will be a tier, for sure, in the tier 2, like it was before. It's very powerful. It's kind of situated like it was back in Battles of Chaos. And again, I personally like the fact that there are a lot of cards that can keep us in check, because if we become the best deck, then we're targeted, and then it just becomes a meta, you know, kind of a lot of the cards in the meta can target us, and then it keeps us in check in that sense, right? So we're kind of always that deck that's a little bit under the radar, but this will definitely do well and take events for sure. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys like that. Again, for these combo portions, I just didn't want to go fully into it, just to show you guys how up to my line of play, and then you guys can figure out the rest, right? So hope you guys liked it. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.